Hi everyone, so today I am going to be doing a review slash my kind of experience with Genesislevel Modeling Company. So yes, because when I was looking them up, I found absolutely nothing, no reviews, and that's really sketchy, and I basically don't want anyone to do what happened to me. So I'm doing a review on it. So Genesislevel, this is their website. Looks really legit, right? And they have real models and, like, you know, some way you can contact them. And this is the DC office, not the New York office. And they have one in Philly too. So I was like, okay, they must be legit because they have those, like, more than one office, and especially in New York. So basically it's a Saturday, and first off, that's already kind of sketchy. Like, if they work 9 to 5 just like anyone else, and if you're there on the weekends, like, any online thing will tell you that that's just not going to be a legit modeling place. But I was like looking at their Instagram and they looked really legit, and I talked to a girl that's already a model there, like signed with them, and I was like, okay, like, this is weird, but like, I'm gonna just try it out, and because I'll regret it if I don't. So I went with my mom. I'm 18, so she didn't have to be there, but like, she was kind of sketched out about it too. So I went with my mom, and the first thing we do is we get to the building, and the building is locked. Like, the building's not open. So I'm already just like, okay, this is so bizarre. And then 2 other girls that were there for interviewing were already in, so they let me in. And the only reason they got in is because someone was walking out as they were coming in. So like, they just got lucky. And then they're on the 3rd floor, so we went up, we got in the elevator, and you have to have a key card to get up. And we're just like, what the hell? Like, what is going on? And so then we just sit down, we call Alan, who is the master behind the whole company. He started it, and he's really young. He calls one of the other girls, and he's like, yeah, we had an emergency meeting, like, we'll have someone come down and get you in 30 minutes. And I'm like, okay, already waiting. Like, that's so unprofessional to make people wait. Like, that's just not legit. So he also called me and told me basically the same thing, and there was so many like things going on that didn't add up. Like, the security guy finally came that was working the front desk and was like, yeah, I went through the office and like, I didn't even see anyone there today. And we're just like, this is so bizarre. And so after an hour of waiting, there's 4 of us, someone finally comes down to get us. And like, an hour, I was about ready to get up and leave. Yeah, and so were the other girls. So we finally go up there, and it's literally an office space, like an office building, which I'm sure there's more than like just that company going on there, what they're doing. And I'm just like so weirded out. Like, nobody's in the office except them 2. Like, we're in the like the commissary area, like where you just like there's a place to get tea, and then we're just sitting there, and there's 4 chairs for us to all sit there. And let me explain to you guys what the people were like. So one of the girls was really tall. She was African American, like super gorgeous, and and I was just like, wow, like, I'm only 5'5", like 5'6", and I was just like, alright, well, I should just leave now, because she was like 5'9", like super tall. And then there was another girl, and she was really funny, and yeah. And then there was another girl, she was like 24, the other girls were 20, and she was so pretty, she was so nice to talk to. She was a teacher, I talked to her a lot because I work with kids and stuff, so she was talking to me a lot. She was so gorgeous, I was just like, alright. I was just like, I'm just gonna leave now. But, okay, so once we got up there, Alan and this girl started asking us a bunch of questions in a group, which is, like, that's just weird. Like, this is an interview, this is unprofessional. They're asking us, like, what we know about the company, and, like, do we know anyone who's, like, signed, and, you know, just a bunch of weird stuff, and, like, what do you think it takes to be a model, and, like, all this stuff. And then they go, alright, we're gonna do posing now. And I'm like, like, I'm literally just like, whoa, where was this in the, like, the email? So I'm like freaking out, and they're like, does anyone want to volunteer to go first? I'm just like, hell no. So the other girls went first, and then one of the girls, this is so sad, but like she just had no idea what she was doing, like, at all, which is fine. Like, they said you don't need experience, so like, props to her. But she goes up and does her poses, and she does her last, she's on pose number 5. So they're like counting, and if it's not different enough or something, like, they don't count it. So they're like, change it up. They're like, 1, okay, you change your facial expression, you're like, whatever you're doing. They're like, okay, 2. And this girl goes, she goes like this. And she's like, I'm so nervous. And I was like, and then they're like, okay, that's okay, like, keep going, you got it. And she's like, I'm so nervous. And then sits down. I just felt so bad for her. She couldn't even finish 10 poses. Like, I mean, that's kind of sad. I don't know. I mean, everyone else did it just fine. I mean, when I went, they were like, okay, change it up a little bit, like, get more comfortable, but, like, I was still able to change my poses. Like, I'm pretty sure I, like, straddled the chair. Like, I brought up a chair, and I, like, straddled the chair and, like, put my leg on the chair and, like, did some other stuff, but, yeah. And then I'm like, okay, like, and now that we've done that, we're gonna do runway. And I'm just like, what? Why? Like, I'm 5'5". I would never be on the runway. So this is just like a waste of my time, and I never walked runway. I have like no idea what the hell to do. So the other girl goes, and she knows what she's doing, you know, so I just copy what she did. And I was just like, I was wearing wedges because I thought this was an interview. I did not think we were going to be doing runway, first off, because I'm 5'5", and I just like walk up there and look out in the eyes. I'm like, oh my god, it was so weird. And stop it, cut it out. Yeah, so basically after all that, oh, and the one girl that was like really nervous, she's like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, she's like, I have no idea what I'm doing, like, go in front of me. And I was just like, girl, me either. I don't know what I'm doing. And after all that, they like talk, and then Alan and the girl, I don't know, his assistant, like, I don't freaking know her name, and they're like, okay, like, we're gonna call you guys back one by one and like tell you what we think. So the really tall girl goes first. She comes back out and she's like, no, like, they didn't offer me anything like that. And like, she was really quiet about it, so I was just like, oh, like, I thought out of all people, either her or the 24-year-old that I was talking to would get it. They're like, no. And then the other girl went, who like had no idea what she was doing. They told her to literally do a $300 school and like come back. And I was just like, at that point, I was just like, yeah, this is not legit. And then I was like standing up, getting ready to go, and she was like, no, like, we actually want to talk to you last. And I was like, oh, like, that's kind of a good thing since everyone else has been shot down, right? So the 24-year-old goes before me. She comes back out and she's like, no, like, they just told me to like do one of the classes on the weekends. So then I'm just like, okay, this is weird. Like, why did they want me to go last? And so like, I finally go back and like talk to them, and they're like, okay, you have 2 options. Like, you can either go practice at home or do one of our workshops over the weekend. And I'm just like, how much are they? Because like, that's where they like scam you. And they're like, it's $100 to $150. Like, you can do, we have it once a month. Like, you can come whenever you want. You could come in 2 years. And just like, I was just like, alright, like, obviously I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm going to college in like a couple months. And I was just like, no, like, I think I'll practice at home. And during like all of this, they were critiquing, and they didn't critique me once, which was kind of bizarre. And I was just like, okay, like, what can I work on? And they were like, your posing was really good, like, super natural, like, slid right into it really well. And I was like, okay, so what's missing? And they're like, well, your runway, your runway walk, like, you were wearing wedges. I was like, yeah, because I thought it was an interview. Like, if you knew that was going to happen, then why wouldn't you say that in an email? Like, that's just so messed up. So basically what I took from it is that they are a legitimate company and they do have real models that they like do real projects, but what they do is on the weekend they have open calls every weekend from, I think, like 3 to 5 or something, and they're seriously saying looking for new faces. And so the fact that they're a legitimate company, people trust them and what they say, which is sad, because what they do is they scam people on the weekends, like when they're not actually working. So if any modeling company ever contacts you and asks you to come on the weekend, it's just not legit. Like, if they ask you to come in on a weekday when they're working their 9 to 5 hours, then, like, yeah, you're probably with a legit company. But the thing I was surprised about is that they weren't pushing that hard for me to go to that class, which is kind of like, okay, but, like, they're obviously still scamming people, like, and it's sad because that's, like, some people's dream, you know, so they're scamming people through their dream because they can, because they have a good name and they literally have 0 reviews on them. So, that's my review on Genesislevel Modeling. If you have any more questions, let me know. Yeah, so I'm not trying to shoot them down in every way. They obviously do have a legit side of their brand or their company, but I don't know, guys, be careful out there, it's wild. So thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and if you have any video requests, comment down below. I'm back, so